Hi, I'm Katie from What Katie Did, and today I'm going to be talking about fast fashion and Boohoo in particular. I nearly did a quick video about Boohoo in May. I was reading the press and I found an article about Boohoo not actually social distancing during lockdown, and it said about how they were doing their photography and their product photographs without social distancing and without the staff feeling safe shooting. And it said that basically they had to work in a very confined area, and they were told that if they didn't go to work, then they'd been noted down as unofficial leave or whatever it was. So it was quite disturbing to find out that Boohoo was still shooting new products in very small contained areas, which wasn't very safe at all. And I nearly spoke about Boohoo then, and it turns out it's quite a good job I didn't, because last weekend in the newspaper, Boohoo has gone completely boom with what's been happening behind the scenes. And we've got Maisie here to say hello. This week's press coverage of Boohoo. You can sit down, Maze, but you can't have your bottom in full view. Sit. 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 Over the last few years, I have made a few videos about the factories we work with and how they operate, and also I did one in November about fast fashion. And the one in November about fast fashion came from a conversation I had with the guys who work in our Indian factory, and they were saying that they've got friends working in the industry who make fashion for the fast fashion brands in India, and they are being put under so much crazy pressure. They're not making any profits at all. Basically, they're keeping going to keep the machines going and to basically keep the workers going, but they're losing money on basically everything they do, and they're like, well, something's got to give. And of course, now we've had COVID, and this is another issue. If you're in the garment industry, you might have noticed that the big brands, a lot of them are turning around and say, well, we're not going to pay you for the shipments you've made recently, and we're going to cancel all forward orders. So again, that's put the whole garment industry in dire straits. But what's come out now is the Boohoo. They're saying that 80% of what they make is made in the UK and Leicester in particular. And the average wage, I mean, people are getting paid £3.50 to £4 an hour, which is less than half of the UK minimum wage. And it's just crazy. I mean, as my husband says, when we employ someone, you have to fill out all the paperwork, and you can't get away without your national insurance number or all the information that you have to give employers. So it's just crazy that you can get away under the radar employing people at way below the minimum wage, doing longer hours than it's legal to do. And it just seems crazy that this can still be happening in 2020, and that they are calling it modern slavery. And it is a form of modern slavery, as yes, they are getting paid, but they're not getting paid definitely what they should be getting paid. And it's something that happens time and time again. I mean, I've covered this in 2017. Dispatches did a huge expose about fast fashion being manufactured in Manchester and Leicester. Last year, the UK government did an investigation, and it wasn't so much about the people making the clothes. It was to do about the environmental impact of the fast fashion, which kind of tells me where the government's head is really. It's not so much the people, it's about the environmental issue. The environmental issue, yes, it is very, very, very important, but we kind of forget that real people make fast fashion and the clothes, and it's kind of, they're tucked away and they're forgotten about, which just seems crazy. So where are we? We had the big expose in 2017 in Dispatches. We've had the UK government saying they're going to investigate. Boohoo say they now have 20 people in Leicester investigating the factories. Boohoo made £1.2 billion last year. They're looking at 50 million bonuses for the directors this year. surely they can go to the factory and say, try and find out what's going on. It's not like it's difficult. With Boohoo, it's kind of everything sliding under the radar and being forgotten about, and people are being exploited just for fake, really cheap fashion. And the other reason I wanted to mention fast fashion is because at What Katie Did, our main factory is actually based in India, and we get asked quite a lot about manufacturing in India, and one is a factory a sweatshop, and two, why, when it's so cheap to live in India, why are our products so expensive? And the short answer is we make everything properly and everything's accountable. It's very difficult. A lot of people think that because items are made in India, and you can live on 50p a day in India. It's not the same at all. It's completely different. And people think of sweatshops being in the east. You're not thinking about sweatshops existing in Manchester, in London, in Leicester, but they most certainly do. It's not, sweatshops and modern day slavery just doesn't exist in foreign countries. It exists in our hometowns, which is very disturbing and is frightening, really. When I talk to the guys in India, one of the things they really can't believe is that there's homeless people in Los Angeles and homeless people in the United Kingdom, because they're sold this story of, the West being this amazing place to live. Of course, when you look at the TV and films, you're just seeing, this amazing quality of life. You're not seeing the reality. And, they're as shocked as we are about the living standards of some people. And they'd be shocked to work in a British factory where the standards of living and how much they're getting paid is so much less than what they think it would be. So I'm certainly not blaming the factories when it comes to this, because the factories are basically just trying to keep going, and what happens is the retail company will be going and saying, we want this done for X price, and the factory will have the choice of saying, oh, we can afford to do it, or we can't afford to do it. And if they can't afford to do it, then they'll go on to the next factory. But the problem is when you've got a whole city like Leicester, which is dependent basically on one big brand, then they can't really afford to say no, because if they were going to go to another company, it's building up the whole new relationship and starting from fresh again. And it takes a turnover time to do that. And you can't drop a brand on one day and go someone fresh on another day and start making new products. It doesn't work like that. So it's a very, very difficult position for the factories to be put in. It's crazy that they're not making a livable amount of money, because when it comes down to it, if a t-shirt's £3, then surely in the West we could sell that t-shirt for £6, and everyone could make a little bit of profit, and everyone could make a livable wage. And what's the difference between £3 and £6? It might be that you just buy one t-shirt instead of 3 t-shirts, and what's wrong with that? I mean, one t-shirt is fine. I think we're just buying too much disposable fashion at the moment, and we just really need to think about what we actually need, as opposed to how much we can actually buy with the money we have. I will be keeping a very close eye on fast fashion and Boohoo in particular to see where this leads, because obviously it's been spoken about a lot in the press over the last few years, but no real changes appear to be made. But if you do have any questions about fast fashion and how the factories at What Katie Did work, please get in touch. And in the meantime, please take care, and I'll catch up with you soon.